Senator Josh Hawley. You ran in the right circles, went to the right schools. Your path was set, but you blew it. After a lifetime of preparation, you're going to lose it all. And as the walls close in, remember, you did this. You did this, and this, and you did this.
Videos like this one, showing an officer being crushed by rioters.
It's your fault, Josh.
I want to talk about Josh Hawley. What a scum-sucking turd. Are the people of Missouri gonna be so dim-witted as to re-elect a traitor?
Josh Hawley is a and he ran like
Does Josh Hawley represent Lexington, Missouri? Absolutely
The only
not.
thing I really know about him is that when it came time to go to Lexington High School, he opted to go to Kansas City to a private school. And then whenever he ran for office the first time, he put on a pair of blue jeans and a plaid shirt and said he was just a hometown country boy.
This was leadership all the way at the top, operating dirty. Why? What's in it for them?
Oh, politics, Harris. I think what we're seeing here is radical liberal political leadership in the FBI. And also, let's be honest here, they want to call the shots in this country.
But he is blocking the staffing of the senior leadership at the Department of Defense. And this comes from a guy who raised his fist in solidarity with the insurrectionists. And this comes from a guy who, before the Russian invasion, suggested that maybe it would be wise for Zelensky to make a few concessions about Ukraine and their willingness to join NATO.
What a piece of shit.
My name is Lucas Kuntz. I've done a lot of running in my life. Running to stay healthy, running to fight for my country, running to defend democracy. Oh, and by the way, that guy you're looking at, that's not me. That's our current U.S. Senator Josh Hawley. This guy. Or maybe you'd better recognize him running for his life a few hours later. I swear, this coward's always running from something. And now, this is the guy who's writing a book telling every single one of us how to be a man. Now this is me, Lucas Kuntz, running for Senate. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I did have the support of my community, which made me who I am today. When things get tough, Missourians deserve a U.S. Senator who will stand up for them, not run away. That's why I'm running to replace Josh Hawley, because we couldn't be more different. When his banker daddy sent Joshua to a fancy prep school miles from his hometown, my family in Jeff City was relying on our neighbors to survive bankruptcy and medical bills. When he graduated from law school, he joined one of the world's most elite corporate law firms. I joined the Marine Corps to pay back the community that took care of me. When he was climbing the ladder to become another corrupt politician, I was serving my country and working to put an end to overseas wars. When giant corporations were stripping Missouri for parts, he attacked workers and shipped our jobs away, while I fought to take power back for American workers and small businesses. And when he voted against relief for vets like me who were exposed to toxic burn pits, I stood up alongside thousands of veterans to hold him accountable. I'm Lucas Kuntz, and I approve this message because Josh Hawley is a fraud and a coward. And by the time I'm done with him, the whole world's gonna know it.
Well, let me tell you something. He outgrew us when he was a freshman, and we've outgrown him since he disgraced Missourians with his activities in the Senate.
This comes from a guy who just about a month ago voted against Ukraine aid. He's saying it's going too slow. He voted no. He voted no on Ukraine aid, and now he has the gall to say it's going too slow. Of course, I think they should all resign. That's not how this world works. That is not a reasonable request from a United States Senator that until the Secretary of Defense quits his job, I'm going to block all of his nominees. That's preposterous. And coming from a person who exonerated Donald Trump for extorting Zelensky for withholding lethal aid.
This motherfucker.
Among the nominees most recently blocked were the Pentagon's top international security official, the Pentagon's #2 research and engineering official, and the official heading up Homeland Defense issues.
The answer is absolutely yes. This is an administration that wants to erase women and the protections for women's sports. There's no other way around it. Let's tell the truth. Why? Because I think the left now has decided that there's no such thing as male or female.
In my opinion, he has done nothing but use Lexington as a prop for his political campaign.
I think it's more about his political aspirations. And I think that he's pretty much wiped those out by what he just did.
Lucas Kunce is a Marine. He served his country. As did I. Very few Republicans can say that. Josh Hawley damn sure can't.
They withheld lethal aid unless Zelensky would release false smears against Joe Biden's son. And then he voted to exonerate President Trump for this. And so spare me the new solidarity with the Ukrainians and with the free world, because this man's record is exactly the opposite.
Lucas Kunce is the only choice in this race. You've got one guy who, except for the running he did on January 6th, never served his country at all. He went to private school and then immediately got into politics. That was his plan. One of these days, he's gonna run for president. Missouri could stop that right now.
Trump called people to come there for support, and Hawley was seen giving him the go ahead.
The photo speaks for itself. He's giving solidarity with crowds that turned into an insurrection and a domestic terrorist.
No more women's sports available. We're just supposed to accept that. Women are just supposed to accept that in furtherance of their radical left gender agenda. It's crazy stuff. Nobody supports this. Nobody. And yet here they are doing it.
Yeah, you can't pat us on the head and tell us we don't matter. We vote now. We do a lot of things now. Things have changed. They don't like change.
He attacks trans people, he attacks gay people, he attacks black people, he attacks anybody who's not just like him. Because he's a Christian nationalist.
We spoke with a Capitol police officer who was out there at the time. She told us that Senator Hawley's gesture riled up the crowd, and it bothered her greatly because he was doing it in a safe space, protected by the officers and the barriers.
We're about 40 minutes from Kansas City, and we are full of nothing but history. I think that's why we're so embarrassed of it, because at the end of the day, it does tie back to where he came from. And when he claims Lexington is his hometown, it does rub off on us.
I know he's from here, but how he's climbed the ladder, cozying up with Donald Trump, and furthering the lie of stop the steal, that's a disgrace. He doesn't represent a Lexington citizen like myself.
So he's written a book about testosterone. I think that's adorable. Why is it that Republicans all of a sudden are so concerned about testosterone? Are they the ones that these commercials are about? Or you have low testosterone?
Manhood. You'd hope that means courage. Courage isn't something you can give speeches or write a book about. It's not sitting on the sidelines while others sacrifice, or denying help to those who did. It isn't putting people down or trying to control them, or using your own power for profit or ambition. In Missouri, you can't fake courage. We're the show-me state. Courage is something you have to show us. It shows in the working class people that pitch in to help the family next door bankrupted by medical bills. It shows in the Marine who signed up to honor and serve the community that took care of him. It shows when a Missourian stands up to the powerful, when he fights to rebuild his state, to empower people, to secure our future. If you want to be told about manhood, some guy wrote a book about it. But if you want someone to show you courage, send Lucas Kunce to the Senate.
I waved to him, gave him the thumbs up, pumped my fist to him, and thanked him for being there. And they had every right to do that.
That pisses me off. That guy's a clown.
That this body will not miss the opportunity
to take affirmative action to address the concerns of so many millions of Americans, that this body will act to address the concerns of all Americans across the country. We do need an investigation into irregularities, fraud.
My God, it never occurred to me. That's why they're so freaked out about the lack of testosterone. It's not because there's some kind of an epidemic of not having enough testosterone.
I can tell you one thing, if we ever put him back in Congress, it'll be shame on us, not shame on Josh Hawley for running again.
You spent your life trying to become someone that history would remember. Well, Josh, you got your wish.
What they do have is no testosterone of their own. That would explain a lot. He is a pretty boy. Might make a nice trans woman. Y'all take it easy. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal.
Josh Hawley is a fraud and a coward. And by the time I'm done with him, the whole world's gonna know it. So keep on running, Josh. Keep on running.